In a world where online games mirror real emotion and hidden truth, one player's journey becomes a fight for answer, redemption, and identity. Today we're diving into .HGU Last Record, a remastered collection of a cult classic JRPG series that originally launched on the PlayStation 2. But the real question is, does this remaster still hold up in 2025? Let's find out. Before Sword Art Online, before any mainstream anime tackled the dangers of virtual reality, there was .hack. The series laid the groundwork for the VR MMO genre back in early 2000, and .HGU was its bold, emotional evolution. Set in an online game called The World R2, HGU blend traditional JRPG mechanic with a deeply personal narrative, one that explores grief, revenge, and redemption. You step into Haseo, a player known throughout the world as the Terror of Death, a feared player killer, but behind the intimidation reputation is a grieving friend on desperate mission. Haseo's close friend, Shino, was attacked in the game and left in a coma in real life by a mysterious figure only known as Tri-Edge. From that point, Haseo's journey became a hunt, not just for vengeance, but for the truth behind what's happening in the world and why it's affecting people in reality. The story of .HGU unfolds across three main volumes: Rebirth, Reminiscence, and Redemption. It's delving deeper into conspiracy, personal emotion, and the increasing blurred line between virtual and realized consequence. In Rebirth, the journey begins with Haseo's quest for the revenge against the mysterious player known as Tri-Edge, the one responsible for putting his friend Shino into a coma. At the same time, he is searching for Ovan, a former guildmate who seems to know more than he lets on, perhaps even about Tri-Edge itself. This volume explores not only Haseo's growth in power but also his relationship with a new companion and guildmates. Chosen as an epitaph user, Haseo gained the ability to wield an avatar, power meant to fight an anomaly known as Aida, not other players. Through this, he begins to understand the weight of power and how misusing it could cause him to lose himself entirely. Reminiscence shifts the focus toward the other epitaph user, particularly his growing bond with Atoli, as well as deepening mystery behind Aida. The story becomes more introspective, exploring the emotion scar each character carries and how their shared experience begin to heal them or drive them apart. Finally, redemption brings everything to a head. The truth about Ovan is revealed, his motive, his sacrifice, and the cost of trying to protect what matters most to him. As Ovan's plan to save someone dear threatened to destroy the world itself, Haseo and his allies must make a final stand, not just to stop catastrophe, but to protect the bond they formed and the world they come to care for. And there is an alternate ending, Lost Marriage, and with the Last Record, we're not just revisiting those volumes, we're getting a full remaster package with updated visuals, smoother gameplay, and even brand new epilogue character, Volume 4, Reconnection. Volume 4 is a short but heartfelt epilogue set years after the main trilogy. It's not groundbreaking gameplay-wise, but it's a love letter to fans, giving closer to Haseo and the world of GU. If you come this far, it's worth finishing. Combat system in .HGU may seem simple at first, but there's more depth beneath the surface. Your basic attack changes depending on the weapon you're using. Some require rapid taps, others rely on holding for charge strike. You start with a twin blade, but as the story progresses, you unlock more weapons, including the broadsword, scythe, and even dual pistol. One of the core mechanics is the skill trigger system. These are powerful attacks that consume SP, your skill point. Timing it right, especially when an enemy defense is broken, and you'll activate Rengeki, a critical hit that pushes your damage and earn extra XP. Skills aren't just flashy moves, they're versatile tools. You'll use them to break enemy pattern, counter opponent attack, and even swap weapon mid-battle. Since each weapon has its own unique skill set, choosing the right one for the situation becomes part of your strategy. You're not going alone either. With your party member, you can launch a powerful awakening attack, special team-based moves that offer different effects depending on the type you select, whether it's speeding up your entire team, unleashing a chain magical attack, or combining energy for a massive blow. Awakening adds an extra layer of synergy. Each party member come with their own roles. Some are close-range attacker, others excel in long-range, offensive magic, or support and healing. As you progress through the story, more characters join your team, and building the right setup becomes crucial, especially when facing enemy with unique traits like high speed or different element resistance. Party management goes beyond just combat. You'll need to level them up, equip them properly, and even teach them a new skill. Items like weapons, armor, healing spell, buff, and revive can all be purchased, traded, or assigned directly to allies. And yes, you can completely customize your teammate loadout to match the challenge ahead. Outside of combat, you spend time exploring the world R2, entering dungeons, collecting treasure, and riding your steam bike to travel large area. But what really brings this game to life is how simulated an actual MMORPG environment. You interact with an in-game community through forums, emails, blogs, and guild messages, capturing the early 2000 internet vibe perfectly. Newsboard offer updates about the game and even offline world, giving context to broader events. Email are where you receive a story guidance, personal message from friends, or mission prompts. Sometimes emotional, sometimes humorous. Blogs are especially fun. They're written by NPC and player, full of humor, dungeon keyword, fan art, and side story. These little touches ground you in the world, making it feel like more than just a setting. It becomes a place you genuinely live in. Last Recode may be a remaster of a PS2 era game, but its art direction has aged surprisingly well, especially when viewed through the lens of nostalgic and thematic storytelling. Visually, Last Recode doesn't try to compete with modern AAA games, and it doesn't need to. Instead, it embraces the stylish anime roots, with updated character models, cleaner UI, and smoother resolution. The game runs in HD with improved frame rates, which make everything feel more fluid without losing that early 2000s charm. Character design by Seiichiro Hosokawa, and also advised by Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, still shine, even decades later. These characters feel distinct not just in how they look, but in how they express themselves. From Haseo shifting from to the flamboyant gesture of characters like Kun or Pai are present, personality is always present in the animation, even with limited facial rigging. The music of .hack.GU is where the game truly shines, composed by Cikayo Fukuda and Tomoya Mitani. And if you play this game back in the day, the music hits like a wave of emotion. One note from a dungeon theme or a login screen track can transport you right back into the story's most powerful moment. Recode may not wow with cutting-edge visual, but its art and sound design work together to create something just powerful atmosphere. It's a game that feels like memory, a little hazy, sometimes beautiful, sometimes eerie, but always immersive. If the plot is backbone of .hak-jiu, then the characters are its heart. What makes this story resonate isn't just its twists and mystery, it's the people you meet, fight beside, and grow with over the course of 3 volumes. Haseo. At the center of everything is Haseo, a character who begins the game consumed by rage and revenge. When we first met him, he's cold, reckless, and singularly focused on taking down Triads. The player he believed put his friend Shino into a coma. But what makes Haseo compelling isn't just his quest. Haseo doesn't just become stronger in battle, he grows emotionally. He learned to trust again, to open up, and to stop using power as a shield to hide his own pain. Over the 3 volumes, you see a slow, believable transformation. From a lone, bitter player-killer hunter to someone who leads a guild and willing to sacrifice everything to protect the people he cares about. It's one of the rare RPG arcs that feel personal, not just epic. Then there is Atoli, gentle, insecure, and constantly trying to see the good in the others. At the first, Haseo finds her annoying, but as the story unfolds, she becomes a mirror for his own pain and a voice of reason he never knew he needed. Her role isn't just the main heroine, she's a foil. Whereas Haseo uses anger to cope with trauma, Atoli learns into kindness even when it hurts her. Her personal arc dealing with rejection, identity, and self-worth is one of the most emotionally raw threads in the story. Ovan, the mysterious former guild leader, is a character shrouded in a layer of secrecy. He's calm, charismatic, and always one step ahead. His connection to Haseo and to Shino is the key to unraveling the war's biggest secret. At first, he seemed like an ally, then like an antagonist, and eventually something much more complex. But as you progress, it becomes clear that Ovan's motivations are driven by something deeply human, a desire to save someone dear to him, no matter the cost. His decisions, while questionable, are never evil, they're tragic. He is parallel to Haseo, showing what might happen if you carry your burden alone. Ovan is another central figure, mysterious, charismatic. His arc is filled with moral ambiguity, sacrifice, and the painful weight of trying to do the right thing at terrible cost. The supporting cast of .hak-jiu is one of the game's biggest strengths. They're not just there to fill up your party, there is bring depth, history, and their own emotional arc that tie beautifully into the theme of identity, trust, and healing. Syllabus and Gaspard may seem like comic relief at first, but they represent something crucial: friendship without condition. They're your first companion, and their sincerely is refreshing. Syllabus try hard to support everyone. Gaspard, sweet and little clumsy, wear his heart on his sleeve. Kun, play charming veteran, always ready with a flirt or a joke, but that's a mask. Beneath it is someone who experienced real loss, and who hides his pain behind humor. Pai, cold and professional at first glance, slowly reverses her inner conflict. Her journey is one of the reconnection, not just with others, but with herself and the version of her past she tried to bury. Endrance, once trapped into loneliness and obsession, finds a path through his connection with Haseo, learning to care again after being emotionally shut down. Yata, with his obsession over data and control, reflects the paranoia of someone who's scared of losing everything. His story is a reminder that leadership without vulnerability becomes isolation. Sakubo, sharing one body between 2 personalities, Saku and Bo, represent a deeply personal struggle with identity, self-worth, and being seen for who you are beyond labels. Alkaid is a perfect blend of strength and vulnerability. She's brash, competitive, and doesn't take crap from anyone. But beneath that fire is someone who truly values connection. Her bond with Haseo starts as rivalry, but grow into something deeper, rooted into mutual respect and emotional support. Her relationship with Atoli, there's a hint of jealousy, but from genuinely feeling towards Haseo. Yet, despite that, Alkaid respects Atoli, and deep down, she's happy to see someone like her. She is also one of the few characters who challenge Haseo to think beyond himself, both in and out of battle. Sakaki is a proof that not every villain needs to be powerful to be terrifying. On the surface, he's polite, charming, and speaks with childlike calm, but underneath, he's manipulative, arrogant, and dangerous. He embodied the dark side of control and ego, someone who used the war not as an escape but a stake to dominate and play God. His story is one of corruption, not by the system but by ambition. And then there is Pyros III, loud, dramatic, and totally absurd. He is a callback to the original .hack series, and while he makes seem like a joke character, he actually serves an important role. In a world full of existential dread and digital corruption, Pyros reminds you to have fun. He is that friend in an MMO who never break character and always bring chaos in the best days. Every member of that cast adds something important, whether it's conflict, charm, humor, or strategy, which is have their own reason for login in their own wound to heal. Volume 4 is a short but heartfelt epilogue. Set year after the main trilogy, it's not groundbreaking gameplay-wise, but it's a love letter to fans, giving closer to Haseo and the world of GO. After the intense emotional and climax of redemption, reconnection, dial things back. There is no war ending threat, no massive conspiracy, just one simple, powerful goal: finding and bringing back Ovan. Haseo has matured by this point. He's no longer chasing revenge or trying to prove his strength. Now he's driven by something quieter, deeper. Hope that his friend can still be saved. Hope that the pain they all endure means something. And that's what gives this epilogue its emotional punch. Volume 4 introduces Haseo's fifth form, a sleek and powerful evolution that symbolizes his complete transformation, not just as a fighter, but as a person. Unlike the previous volume, combat play is a small role in here. The focus shifts to conversation, reconnection, and rebuilding relationship. You get to see where your friends have ended up, how they grow, and in some cases, what they still struggle with. Reconnection gives each character a moment of reflection, especially Haseo and Ovan. Their final scene is quiet, tragic, and healing all at once. It's not about erasing the past, but making peace with it. Reconnection isn't just a bonus volume, it's a thank you to the character, to the player, to the journey that began in Volume 1. It reminds you that after all the battles, betrayal, and breakdown, and the most powerful thing you can do is reconnect. To be honest, I only picked up this game because I played the original on the PS2. Back then, I finished Volume 1, but the next volume will always crash. So I never got to experience the full story until now. I'm still not 100% sure how it stack up against the other modern JRPG game, or at least the gameplay-wise, it's not perfect. Some parts feel outdated, and the pacing might not be for everyone. But if you grew up with .hack series or have a soft spot for the anime and old school MMO vibes, then this is absolutely worth your time. It's not just remastered, it's a full circle moment. One that gives you a closer, nostalgia, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. So if you ever felt that unfinished from the PS2 day, this is your chance to finally reconnect. What is your experience with .hack GO? Was this your first time, or are you revisiting an old favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy the game, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next upload.